The next stop is Whitney Market Square. Change here for local bus services. The next stop is Stable Hall. Road West.
So this is where they have the Oxford Gloucester Green Outdoor Market. So apparently it's not on today. If I come on a Thursday, then it would be, but it's not open today. As Oxford City is now a zero emission zone, there is very little traffic, mainly just pedestrians and the odd bus that goes past, which is electric, of course, to keep the emissions down. So I think it's around about, just coming up to about 10 o'clock today, and it's not too packed at all. I've just come up George Street and now going up to Cornmarket Street. Seems to be a lot more activity up this one, so it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, and I just thought I'd have a look up here first. I seem to be heading into this towards the sun, so it's not too bad when I'm recording myself, but recording anything else is a bit of a nightmare because the sun is quite low. So I'm going to turn around and go back the other way. I'm going to take a quick walk down High Street. I'm just looking across the road and I can see that there is a covered market, and I'm feeling a little bit cold at the moment, so I'm going to pop in there and we'll take you around there first of all. The Oxford Cobbler. And I presume she must be an Oxford cobbler. So it looks like there's quite a few quaint little shops down here. Moo-moos, milkshakes and smoothies. All looks very nice. That was a Moo Moo's milkshakes. There's actually just around here. What I was showing you there was the freshly baked on the premises, but this is actually Moo Moo's. If you're ever in need of some socks, I'm sure this is the place to come. Always plenty of places where you can buy all the trinkets and souvenirs. There's this souvenir shop. And this little corridor leads up to the Golden Cross Shopping Centre. I'm sure this area is going to be worth a visit later on this evening because it looks like it's going to be quite a social place, and there's lots of eateries, lots of places to have something to drink, and I'm sure this bar here will be open and it will be very good at that point. Considering this is supposed to be open every single day, and it's now just gone 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm very surprised that there aren't more shops that are open. It seems quite desolate, really. I don't know whether it's going to get busier later on. It's just one of those places where that happens, but it certainly isn't much going on at the moment. But there's some nice pies in there. I don't know if I'm going to have a quick look at one of those. Lots of little walkways all over the place. It's not really somewhere you get lost, but it's quite compact. So therefore, it's going to be you're going to be walking around and seeing quite a lot of different things up and down. There's obviously jewellery, toy shops, and lots of novelty items. I don't know what's going up at this end, but it's something called Ben's Cookies, which seems to be causing quite a bit of attraction. Plenty of gorgeous looking sandwiches and rolls in this one. And lamb samosas, one of my favourites. Yeah, couldn't resist it, had to have a little cheeky lamb samosa. Very nice, yeah, very good. So I'm currently walking down the high street. This isn't a zero emission zone, so there's obviously lots of different transport, but as you can see, there's not much going on I can quite imagine these streets looking like this back in the earlier part of the century. Last century, that is, not this one. And then comes along a couple of buses, or three. If architecture is your thing, then there's no shortage of it here in Oxford. Absolutely superb buildings. The Old Bank Hotel, quite clearly out of my league. As with most cities, if you get lost or you need to find somewhere, then there's plenty of signs and plenty of these around, so you can find out where to go. Just cutting through Cat Street to see what's up here. Now this is University Church, very impressive. This leads on to the Radcliffe Tower. And this is the Radcliffe camera. There are many signs around here that says keep off the grass, and I must admit it is quite impressive. So onwards we go, up this road, going past the Radcliffe camera. So wandering around, you would think there is quite a lot of universities here, but there isn't just one university, it's a combination of many different colleges, and it's very compact into a single area.
Not as bad as it sounds.
So let's carry on further down the street. So I'm now going to head into the Bodleian Library, or libraries I should say. I don't know if you've realised yet or recognised a lot of these areas in Oxford, but you'll soon become apparent that a lot of these places are used in Harry Potter films. And of course, being in Oxford, there's lots of Latin, and I'm not well educated enough to know what it is, what these mean, but there is a lot of it around. So, as we're going to be now leaving the Bodleian Libraries, I'm going to turn left and we'll see where that takes me. Now we now come up to New College Lane, and this is another very famous part and somewhere where you might recognise, again from the Harry Potter films, and that's this archway here. Now I have been pronouncing this as the Bodleian Libraries. Now I've probably got that completely wrong, I don't know. If you'd like to leave some comments down below, I'm sure you will, to correct me. I'm now going to be turning left out of Cat Street and going down Broad Street. On the right hand side is the Western Library, and this building here, which is very impressive with those columns. And if you're ever in need of an electric scooter, there's plenty of them here on hire. So I'm continuing my walk down Broad Street. It's still very cold. It's probably coming up to about 11 o'clock in the morning, but we are still in the middle of February, but it is still very cold today. One of the coldest days it has been for a long time. Just heading across the road is the History of Science Museum. Wouldn't mind paying that a visit later on, but it's not open until 12. It's open from 12 till 5. I may go in there, I may not. We'll have to wait and see about that one. But I'm interested in science, and the museum about science was something that could be quite good. And directly opposite that is Blackwell's Bookshop, very famous, at number 48 to number 51. Now I know I keep saying it, but it is very bitterly cold today, and I'm just glad that I'm off to sunnier climes in 3 weeks when I go to Tenerife. Going to enjoy that one. It's going to be obviously just at the beginning of March 2026, but hopefully the weather will be nice and warm because it's absolutely bitter at the moment here. Cool Britannia, clearly a place if you want some souvenirs from Oxford. This is quite unusual because you don't see many of these around now. And for all the younger viewers, yes, this is what's known as a telephone box. I'm absolutely obsessed with these foods that they have in these places. Not bad prices, probably between £4 and £5. Always plenty of visitors to this type of thing. So if a guided tour is something you'll be looking for, then there's one right here. Always plenty of shops for the ladies to have a browse, as well as gentlemen, of course, but it's normally the ladies who like to do their shopping. And they are very exclusive types of shops that you won't find anywhere else apart from Oxford. And obviously the Harry Potter theme is something that is carried around in most of the shops. Not exactly indoors, but it's certainly going to be a bit warmer than it is out here. So I'm going to pop into the Westgate. Cakes, and more cakes. Delicious. Yeah, it's actually quite nice walking past some of these shops because they've all got these heaters above the doors, and it gives you a nice gentle blast of heat. Yeah. So let's go and have a look at the roof terrace. So it is quite impressive up here. As you can see, there's quite a lot that you can look at. But it's mainly just modern buildings, and over this side there's obviously some eateries. The herb garden, scented herb garden at the Beefy Boys. Never heard of that one, Beefy Boys.
I was very nervous.
So I presume they obviously do Beefy Boys. Beefy Boys obviously do burgers and things like that. But you can see quite a way across the city from this viewpoint. Very nice little dining pods. It's probably like sitting in a greenhouse, to be honest with you, but There's enough there for 8 people to be sitting around at a table. Merry Pancake Day and the Fight Club. So what I'm coming up to now is something called the Breakfast Club, and it looks absolutely packed. I presume it must be either so good in there or so cheap, I don't know, but it's Pancake Day, and looking at what's going on in there, it looks very impressive. Moving on further down, we have the Alchemist, again cashing in on the Harry Potter theme, I would say. Probably shouldn't say that, but that's what it seems like around here, that a lot of people seem to be cashing in on Harry Potter. So what a contrast. You have over this side Dirty Bones, and then directly opposite the other side is the Breakfast Club, and that is absolutely packed out with people. So we get to the end, and there is some lifts that go down to the car park and obviously the other shopping levels. It says on the sign, kids eat free, but there's nobody in there. So back over this little bridge, over back to where the pods are, walk past the little colourful cow, and then back down the escalator. I'm not exaggerating about the cold, because as you can see on the floor, there's lots of salt around, because it was bitterly cold this morning and ice, and but it's still not much warmer now, and it's come up to midday. Considering we've had rain for about the last 6 weeks, it's very pleasant to come somewhere and the sun is out. As I said, it's not warm, but it's still very pleasant. I would say that coming to Oxford is probably a very nice place to come for a whole family, and it's very compact, so there's lots of areas that you can see, so there's plenty of things to do. Seems like this shopping centre is dual layered, so there's an upper floor, which we're on now, and also the lower floor, which is down there. I would say coming to Oxford has been very worthwhile. So as you can see, there's been lots to do. There's lots of places to visit, and if you're into the culture, there's plenty of that here, as well as modern things. And there is the libraries, there is the museums, and there is the shopping centre, which I am currently in now. Now, I don't know what this thing is here. First of all, I thought it was making a delivery, but it seems to me like it's a very small, not road sweeper, but obviously a pavement sweeper.
Robot is working. Please be careful.
Well, I can't wait any longer. It's about 12:30, and I've just popped into this place called Sizzled. I'm going to get myself a chicken wrap, some chips, and a can of Coca-Cola. Well, it's just arrived. It looks all very nice. Got some chips, got a nice little wrap, and some sauce. And I'll let you see what I've got here. going to dip this into the sauce. And now the chicken and salad wrap. All looks very nice.
171.
Very nice, very nice. Having walked around to a number of places before I arrived here, I get a little bit suspicious when there is nobody in here to start with, but it's filling up now, so it's nothing really to worry about. And I can assure you that the food here is as good as it can be for what it is. You know, basically it's a chicken kebab in a wrap with some chips and a can of Coke. So that was it. I've just been here and sizzled, and it was very nice. Sat down, warm my cockles, as so they say, and I'm very satisfied now. It's been very cold today, absolutely freezing. I've just been speaking to my wife on the phone, and she said that she's had to go and buy some gloves. She's been out to Whitney, and she's feeling the cold, and so am I. And I don't think I'm going to be hanging around for too much longer, probably another couple of hours. I was going to stay till the evening and see what the nightlife is like, but it's so bitterly cold today, I don't think I'm going to bother. So I'm walking up the same street as I walked up earlier, and as you can see, it's a lot more busier now. It's just gone 20 to 1, and it's starting to get a little bit more lively. But it's still very cold.